Hello everybody, and welcome to another video. My name is Jack, and today I'm going to be sharing a little bit of a scripted video essay about Shrek Retold. If you're new to the channel, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications, and join me down below in the comment section to share your thoughts on Shrek Retold and some of your favorite fan-made YouTube projects. Now, I do a lot of movie watching, and whenever I watch a movie, I log and review it on this app called Letterboxd, which is basically Goodreads, but for moviegoers. I was scrolling through this one popular list of movies deemed visually insane, and there was this one movie on there called Shrek Retold. Intrigued by the title, I clicked on it to learn that it was a scene-for-scene remake of the first Shrek movie made by over 200 different animators, actors, musicians, and content creators. Now, I've seen the first Shrek movie a gazillion times. It's honestly one of my favorite movies ever, so naturally, I was really excited to check out this fan-made remake. When I saw that the same channel was working on their own take of Shrek 2, I finally got around to watching Shrek Retold last month, and let me just say, my mind was blown. I like a lot of hyperpop and indie music, so I found the D.I.Y aesthetic of this movie to be super badass, and this is one of the most entertaining films I've seen in quite a while, so I wanted to sum up how amazing I thought it was with an awesome, highly edited video essay. Although it is only a YouTube remake of an extremely iconic film, Shrek Retold is one of the most brilliant and creative movies ever made. This is evident through the variety of artistic styles it uses, the way it complements the original film, and its ability to walk the fine line between tribute and parody. One of the most impressive things about this movie is how many styles it tells its story through. It'll bounce from live action to 2D animation to 3D animation to puppets, and none of this feels out of place. It's edited and stitched together in such a seamless way that these medium switches feel like natural directions to take the narrative. Some scenes will stick with one style for an extensive period of time, and it will service the quality and memorability of the sequence, such as the anime-style recreation of the scene where Shrek fights the knights in Lord Farquaad's court to Joan Jett's bad reputation, or the scene where Fiona sings the bird to death, which is animated in a cool style. Other scenes will bounce between multiple different styles really fast to make for an exhilarating viewing experience. Take, for instance, the scene where Shrek, Fiona, and Donkey escape from the dragon. It bounces between many different mediums like 2D animation, live action, 3D animation, Legos, puppets, and 8-bit, so it's an absolute feast for the senses. The style changes benefit the integrity of the film because even if you've seen the original Shrek movie a bajillion times and know the story like the back of your hand, you can't take your eyes away from the screen. If you look away for 2 seconds, who knows what kind of crazy image you're gonna miss that's gonna be permanently burned into your brain. Because this movie's made by so many people, there's so many different styles and artistic voices that are expressed here, and I can't think of another movie that does that nearly as brilliantly. This is also a project put together with so much passion that it can complement and in some ways even improve upon the original film. A quintessential character aspect to Shrek Retold's source material is how Shrek, despite putting on a big, mean, aggressive game that acts like he hates people, he deep down wants to be accepted, but he can't be because people judge him before they even know him since he's an ugly ogre. Shrek Retold is able to expand upon this with an original dream sequence where we get to see firsthand the true scale of Shrek's isolation to the aesthetical indie ballad Shed by Action Jelly, and it's a memorably impactful scene. The other original song sequence that stands out is Shrek Love by Sick Animation, which acts as a musical narrative song to characterize the joy Shrek is starting to feel in his life for the first time. As perfect as the first Shrek movie is, there's elements of this fan film that recontextualize the story and allow you to appreciate it even more, which truly cements it as one of the greatest remakes ever made. But to me, the most impressive thing about Shrek Retold is how it's one half totally memed out shitposting and the other half genuine art with tons of passion poured into it. One scene can be the most aesthetically mind-blowing, beautifully animated thing you've ever seen, and the next scene could just have a guy wearing ogre ears standing next to a JPEG of Eddie Murphy. But as much parody and joking goes on here, it still comes from a place of love, so the emotional weight of the original story isn't lost. The best example of this is the scene at the wedding where Shrek and Fiona confess their love for each other, but their voices are all weird and squeaky, redoing the scene with a comedic objective. But because you've still been following these characters for a whole movie, and you know their story super well, the emotional potency of this moment still hits. fits. While it's unconventional, it makes sense here because it's the language in which this story is being told. On that note, you may remember the scene in the original Shrek where Hallelujah plays in the montage showing how lonely Shrek, Fiona, and Donkey all are after going their separate ways. In Retold, musical comedian David Lieb Hart records a video cover version of the song, using a cheap VHS camera, fake wooden puppets of the characters, a bad piano sound, and he intentionally messes up lyrics in multiple instances. However, despite this hilarity, there's still something sentimental to this rendition that you can't quite put your finger on. Hart's obviously joking around with the whole Shrek thing, but when he gives the Shrek puppet an inspirational pep talk at the end, he's so charming and genuine that you can't help but feel like he's speaking to you as well.
Go get that woman you love, Shrek!
In conclusion, Shrek Retold is a beautiful mess of a movie that I view as an absolute masterpiece. This is a must-see for any fan of Shrek or creative people in general. It will leave you absolutely inspired, and it's one of the most punk rock movies that I have ever seen. I also think it's super cool that it's free to watch on YouTube and only 90 minutes long as well, so you can truly watch it whenever or wherever you have access to the internet. Shrek 2 Retold was scheduled to come out last month, but it was delayed indefinitely due to creative struggles, but it looks totally awesome from all the trailers. They got some big names in Hollywood to do projects in it, such as Seth MacFarlane or Chris Miller and Phil Lord, so as soon as it comes out, you can definitely count on me to do a review of it. But that's gonna have to wrap it up for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, YouTube, I will see you on the flip side.